Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and go over some cheap alternatives that might be helpful for you. And some of these actually, I'd argue, are better quality than some of the more popular items that are out there. So let's start with notepads. These are the most popular everyday carry notepads. You're going to see these in all setups. It's usually field notes or it's usually Rite in the Rain. So the problem with me with Rite in the Rain, I actually do love these notebooks a lot. The problem is that these limit the sort of pens that you can use. So I use gel pens, and I use a lot of the pens I have are Japanese. These do not work on here. So to me, this kind of, at least for me, it forced me to look at other alternatives, right? So if the second option is field notes. Now the problem with field notes is it's actually kind of expensive, because if you think about it, you get a 3-pack of these for $15. So let's talk about option one. If a 3-pack of these costs $15, right? Well, what about a company that everyone else knows, Moleskine? Moleskine also has something. They have a 3-pack, and it gives you more pages, 64 pages as opposed to 48 pages, and it's $10 as opposed to $15. That's a big price difference. This is like 48 something pages, and they give you a 3-pack, and they charge $15. These guys only charge like $9. So you're better off going with Moleskine as long as you are okay with it not having field notes. That's the first thing I want to say. That saves you money. Option two that you might want to consider, again, let's get back to the drawing board. The problem with both of these notepads is that they don't fit nicely into your EDC pouch. Let's say you're using a Mighty pouch. That doesn't really fit that well. You could, but it's kind of clunky, right? Or it definitely won't fit on an alpaca pouch. It's going to be like, it's kind of, you kind of like, I think what people do is like, yeah, you're going to fit, you know what I mean? But the problem is, so again, kind of going in that, there is another company you might want to consider. It's called Maruman, and they make notebooks like this that fit really nicely and snugly into each of these. Really easy. You don't have to force it in, and you get more space inside of the pouch. And get this, okay? Again, a 3-pack of this is $15. You know how much they give you? They give you a freaking 10-pack. You get a 10-pack of these for the same price as you know what I mean? So much better value. So that's another option to consider. Another option that you might want to consider is, let's say you're not a budget person, you're all about quality. Well, consider the company Rhodia. Rhodia, actually, a lot of people, if you go to Pens Reddit and you figure out a little bit of notebooks and papers, these guys make really, really good paper, and it's actually better than field notes. And actually, I would say, as long as you can get over the whole it doesn't Rite in the Rain sort of paper. Another alternative I want to talk about is, but you might not think it's awesome, but I can't believe I've never thought about doing this. Why don't we just use the Fisher Space Pen refills? You know how lightweight this thing is? Why don't you just have this, as a backup in your wallet? You just throw this in here. It weighs nothing, and you throw it in there, and dude, you're set, man. And this thing will write on anything forever, right? It's a Rite in the Rain paper, and it can definitely, I can write, I can write on it. Why? Well, you know what I mean? And then for my primary pens, I'm going to use the pens I actually do want to use, right? So that's one alternative thing I want to talk about. All right, last thing I want to talk about to save you a lot of money, although it may be already obvious. Pry bars, I feel like people spend ridiculously stupid amounts of money on pry bars. I bought them all, and I tested them, and I returned them all. And I realized I don't carry a pry bar, but I recommend this pry bar, and this is the Gerber Chonk. This is $25. This does everything those $500 pry bars do. And the funny thing is, this looks better. This looks nicer. And it looks nicer than, hint, than some of these really stupidly expensive pry bars. Save yourself some money. You know what I mean? Hopefully some of this was helpful, and we'll go from there.